Follow the Hughes flight with the National Broadcasting Company for latest news. Information, please. Wake up, Mr. and Mrs. America. Time to stump the experts. You want to try your hand at this quiz game that has the whole country on its mental toes? Send us questions and the correct answers. If acceptable to our editors, they will be presented to a board of experts for the first time during each broadcast. Any question accepted will win $2 for the person who submits it. Any question the experts cannot answer will win an extra $5. The contest will be refereed by our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Clifton Fadiman, literary critic of the New Yorker magazine. Clifton Fadiman.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. We're very sorry that Mr. Franklin C. Adams can't be here with us this evening. He's recovering, very nicely indeed, from an operation. But John Kieran, sports columnist of the New York Times, is here, willing to answer for himself and for Mr. Adams, too, if I don't stop him. Mr. Kieran is going to be backed up on the science end of things by Mr. Bernard Jaffe, author of Crucibles and Outposts of Science. And tonight, folks, we have two distinguished guests of honor. Count them. 2. 1, 2. Both looking more confident than they're apt to feel in a few minutes. Mr. Quincy Howe, well-known editor, journalist, and author of England Expects Every American to Do His Duty, is supposed to know all and tell all about foreign affairs, domestic affairs, and, just affairs. Finally, we're proud to have with us tonight the man who bestrides the narrow world of Broadway like a colossus. Phrase copyrighted. A man associated with innumerable theatrical hits, incredible theatrical runs, and remarkably few theatrical errors. George S. Kaufman. That's a nice build-up, eh, Mr. Kaufman?
Sounds like better.
Now, folks, remember that these four experts are as innocent as the babe unborn or the driven snow. Choose one out of two. All these questions are new to them. The program is unrehearsed and will probably sound like it. The question is addressed to the entire board. Any member who wishes to may raise his hand and take a try at it. It must be answered by one member, except where it's composed of more than two parts, in which case the board may cooperate. But if any part is answered incorrectly, $5 is forfeited. When you hear that cash register sound, that means $5 is actually being paid out to the lucky questioner. Something seems to be happening to Mr. Kieran. Well, folks, that sound you hear, that's just Mr. Kieran's thought waves. Hold it, Mr. Kieran, hold it. All right, we're off. The first question is a four-part question, and gentlemen, you have to answer 3 out of 4. This comes from Mr. Rollin Williams, 1124 Thornton, Plainfield, New Jersey. First, where was the Hushabye baby's cradle? Mr. Kieran.
On the treetop.
Pretty good. 2, how did the garden of Mistress Mary, quite contrary, grow? Mr. Kieran.
All in a row.
Yes. How about giving us a little more on that?
Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Silver bells and cockle shells, all set out in a row.
No, all set out. Matter of fact, that's not entirely true. You seem to be more modest than is necessary. It's and maidens all in a row. You forgot about the maidens, Mr. Kieran. Forgot about the maidens.
I'm getting on.
3, who were the 3 men in a tub? Who were the 3 men in a tub? Folks, I'm getting a flash of brilliant silence here.
I think it's us.
That was Mr. Kaufman. 3 men in the tub. You don't count yourself, Mr. Kaufman. Mr. Howe, foreign relations expert. 3 men in a tub.
It wouldn't be Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod.
No, it wouldn't, though there were 3. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. And who do you think they be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Turn 'em out, knaves, all 3. Don't you remember that? Well, that's 1 wrong out of 4. Now the next is the crucial one. Why wouldn't they waken Little Boy Blue? Now, you may have to think for a long while about that one.
How long is the program? Half an hour?
Half an hour, Mr. Kaufman, half an hour. And no extras.
Do you have to give the answer in the metrical words of field?
No, not entirely.
What do you mean? Do you want to know that it was
I want to know the reason.
The late boy?
The what
The
boy?
defunct boy.
The defunct boy.
Yeah.
Little boy, Little Boy Blue is defunct?
Oh, no.
They haven't told me.
Because he was asleep under the haystack.
Yeah, he was, but that is not exactly why they wouldn't wake him. He was asleep. But you know, people who are asleep are wakened. Unless there's some reason for it.
Well, he
Not
was
doing
fast asleep. He's under the haystack fast asleep.
Oh, don't be sentimental. No, there's a definite reason. There's a definite
Well,
reason.
he had been up late the night before with the sheep.
Mr. Kaufman is making up plays on the radio. Nope, little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corner. You're listening, gentlemen. Where's the little boy that looks after the sheep? He's under the haycock, fast asleep. Will you wake him? No, not I. For if I do, he'll be sure to cry. That's the reason. He'll be sure to cry. Well, 2 wrong out of 4. Sorry. That's going to cost us $5. Here's one, a more or less scientific question from Mr. H.B. Irwin, 2122 Locust Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. What relation do, first, milk, and second, spruce trees have to wearing apparel? Now, keep out of this, Mr. Kieran, will you? Mr. Jaffe.
I got my iron, Kieran. I want to take that one.
That's right. Now, you tuck it under your belt.
Spruce is used for making rayon.
Yes, that's what we mean when we say
Clothing.
everything.
And milk is used to make buttons out of casein.
What is this, milk?
Yes.
Used to make buttons out of casing. You know, that may be perfectly true.
I believe right.
I'm going to let buttons get by. I have wool that milk from the cow can be chemically changed into a form of wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully sheepish. Well, out of casing. You know, that may be perfectly true.
I believe right.
I'm going to let buttons get by. I have wool that milk from the cow can be chemically changed into a form of wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully sheepish. Well, out of casing. You know, that may be perfectly true.
I believe right.
I'm going to let buttons get by. I have wool. Cow can become that milk from the chemically changed into a form of wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully sheepish. Well, out of casing. You know, that may be perfectly true.
I believe right.
I'm going to let buttons get by. I have wool. Cow can become that milk from the chemically changed into a form of wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
That's sheepish. That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully sheepish. Well, out of casing. You know, that may be perfectly true.
I believe right.
I'm going to buy. I let buttons have wool. Cow can become that milk from the chemically changed into a form of wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
That's sheepish. That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully well. Out of casing. You know, that may be perfectly true. I'm going to
believe right.
Buy. I let buttons have wool. Cow can become into a form of wool. That milk from the chemically changed into wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
Sheepish. That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully well. Out of casing. You know, that may be perfect. I'm going to
I believe right.
Buy. I let buttons get wool. Have cow can become into a form of wool. That milk from the chemically changed into wool. Would that be right?
That's correct, also.
Sheepish. That's right. Must make the cow feel awfully well. Out of casing. You know, that may be perfect. I'm going to
I believe right.
Wool. Buy. I let buttons get have cow can become into a form of wool. That milk from the wool. Would that be right? Chemically changed into sheepish. That's right. Must make
That's correct, also.
the cow feel awfully well. Out of casing. You know, that may be perfect. I'm going to
I believe right.
Wool. Buy. I let buttons get have cow can become into a form of wool. That milk from the wool. Would that be right? Chemically changed into sheepish. That's right. Must make
That's correct, also.
the cow feel awfully well. Without a casing. That may be perfect. I'm going to...
Perfectly right.
Wool. By. Cow can become... Let buttons get to have a form of wool. Let milk from the wool. Would that be right? Sheep. Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. That may be perfect. I'm going to...
Perfectly right.
Wool. Cow can become... By. Let buttons get to have a form of wool. Let milk from the wool. Would that be right? Sheep. Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. That may be perfect. I'm going to...
Perfectly right.
Wool. Cow can become... By. Let buttons get to a form of wool. Let milk from the... Have wool. Would that be right? Sheep. Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. That may be perfect. I'm going to...
Perfectly right.
Wool. Cow can become... By. To a form of wool. Let milk from the... Let buttons get to have wool. Would that be right? Sheep. Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. That may be perfect. I'm going to...
Perfectly right.
Wool. Cow can become... By. To a form of wool. Let milk from the... Let buttons get to have wool. Would that be right? Sheep. Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. That may be perfect. I'm going to... Wool.
Perfectly right.
Cow can become... By. To a form of wool. Let milk from the... Let buttons get wool. Have... Would that be right? Sheep. Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. That may be perfect. Wool. I'm going to...
Perfectly right.
Cow can become a form of wool. By. Let milk from the... Let buttons get wool. Have sheep. Would that be right? Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. Wool. That may be perfect. I'm going to... Cow can become...
Perfectly right.
To a form of wool. Let milk from the... By. Let buttons get sheep. Have... Would that be right? Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. Wool. That may be perfect. I'm going to... Cow can become... To a form of wool.
Perfectly right.
Let milk from the... By. Let buttons get sheep. Have... Would that be right? Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. Wool. That may be perfect. I'm going to... Cow can become... To a form of wool. Let milk from the...
Perfectly right.
By. Let buttons get sheep. Have... Would that be right? Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. Wool. That may be perfect. I'm going to... Cow can become... To a form of wool. Let milk from the...
Perfectly right.
By. Sheep. Let buttons get... Have... Would that be right? Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. Wool. That may be perfect. To a form of wool. I'm going to... Cow can become... Let milk from the... Wool.
Perfectly right.
Sheep. By. Let buttons get... Have... Would that be right? Chemically change into... Right. Must make...
That's correct.
The cow feel awfully... Without a casing. Wool. That may be perfect. To a form of wool. I'm going to... Cow can become... Let milk from the... Yeah. Well, that's half. I ought to let it... Can any of you...
Evilette, Tragic Symphony.
Well, Savage. Oh, I'd let that go. That's 3. One more.
Nocturne by Swinnerton.
Perfectly good.